Radio Zero.
It's Radio Zero with Rick and Rose. Did you like that? For the year of Friday, January 14th, 2022. 2022.
Got it.
Uh-huh. Nailed it. Yeah, 2022. I did the 2020, I wasn't writing a check or anything, but I did the 2021 a couple of times.
It used to be like 2020,
you,
when the year changed, you'd have to write a check. I haven't written a check. I don't think I've written a check for a couple of months at least.
Oh, my God.
You can subscribe to the podcast on Apple, Spotify, or go to radiozero.us. We're live streaming on Facebook, on the Radio Zero page, and the Poster Children page. On Twitch at PCJCUSA, and on the Poster Children YouTube channel. You can patronize us at patreon.com/Radio Zero. Thanks to everyone who has patronized us.
So now I'm getting, I can see it. I'm getting closed caption. Wait, if I turn it off, will it stop? Oh, that's good. Now there's nothing better than listening to people talk about their technical difficulties on a podcast. Can I just, I've been judging people all day. That's what I feel like I've been doing. I've been I don't like this administratorly little thing. It's not me yet. Ministerial thing yet. It's not me yet. It's so because I don't, because I know how uncomfortable I feel in those situations. And I'm like, oh, now I'm the person who's making them all feel uncomfortable. And you can't not make somebody feel uncomfortable. You can't be, I've learned that you can't, if you're an administrator, you got to wear that suit and you have to, you can't be hey, I'm wearing a suit, but I'm goofy, because then it just degrades the whole suit thing.
So that's nice. You're a woman, but still people are afraid of you because you're an administrator. That's great.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I don't think people are afraid of me, though.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, people are just oh, it's a woman in a suit. A woman. Well, so I don't remember what's the artist.
If no one's taking you seriously, why is there a problem?
Woman artist who or I can't even remember who's the artist, but who we saw her work, and one of the statements is she's another slogan artist. It's something about if you want to be invisible, just be a woman over 50.
I think it was over 40, but yeah.
It might have been over 40, yeah.
How to be invisible. It was a whole bunch of things, how to be invisible, and one of them was be a woman over 40.
Yeah, and it's true. And I talked about that before. So
I'm definitely, as I get older, the invisibility is happening to me too. Or it's just kind of oh, you're this doddering old.
By your kids are saying.
Well,
that
no,
yeah, just
in when you're out and about, wandering in a grocery store, bumping into things. Yeah.
Where's the Wheaties?
Where's the door? I can see myself yelling at someone at some point as I get a little bit. It could be next year where it's just there should be a sign on this door.
So, all right, I can't. I'm not going to be able to talk now until I just say I was in a meeting where we were judging people, and you're supposed to you're evaluating people, and Rick was going to be the last person to be evaluated. Rick is in the list of these people to be, and I just happened to be there
alphabetical order
on the committee. It was an alphabetical order. It's true. That's how it worked. So so I had to recuse myself, but you can't really recuse. For the rest of the meeting, it's I still have to watch what I'm gonna say, because if I say it, I could say things to add to your case. I could be oh, well, this professor does this, and I think that's really good. And then Rick also does that. So later on, when I'm gone, I still will have left a message in there. You know what I mean? So I was so worried. And then I knew I was gonna the person who was in charge was gonna say, okay, it's time for you to go. And I was thinking, okay, I want to be completely robotic and faceless when I leave this. I want to say goodbye. Like, I don't want to say, it was such a pleasure working with all of you, and I hope you don't fuck over my husband. It's like I can't like
Oh.
I'm so like I was like practicing it in my mind, just to say goodbye. And then I was like, well, I hope that, then I thought, oh, well, she probably thinks I just wanted to leave early. But whatever. I was so stressed out for this whole thing.
The
thanks
thing
to you.
is that I think, I mean, this, right? Is that even if someone doesn't have, like, so when you're making decisions like this, somebody will say things about, one candidate or one person, and then that'll have it could be, it's all based on their bias, and they could be biasing for someone else anyways.
Everything you say.
There's only so much you can do.
There's only so much.
And one of the things you can't do is, evaluate your spouse.
Well, I can evaluate
so that's
you.
the line.
I'd be really
There's
good
a line.
at that.
But that's the whole point, though, is that when you're in these meetings, is that you have, people's opinions are going to color the decision-making process, and then hopefully, because you have more than one person making the decision, then that prevents craziness from happening.
Yeah, and the only bad thing is that I'm your subject matter expert, so you know what I mean. I'm the representative.
Yeah,
from,
this is too much information, but it's
anyway. It'll be so. I've just got that off my chest because I just want to do everything perfectly right. Like, I want to make sure that like I am like totally morally upstanding, and I did everything right, and I didn't influence at all. And I probably thought way more about it than I should have. My wife judges me every day, Danny Ingram says.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
good. Okay. Well, you want to talk about Don't Look Up again?
No.
What do you want to just like the first thing I did this morning was read that Neil Gorsuch, the judge, was like in the chambers of the like he was judging again. He was judging. This is going to be all about judging, right? Without a fucking mask on. That's what I had to read that in the New York Times, and I was like, oh, New York Times, you should have recused yourself since you're the leftist liberal, rag. And I was like reading. I was half asleep because it was like 4 a.m. or something, and I'm like, is this an opinion piece? Like, what is this? Like, why am I reading about Neil Gorsuch not wearing a mask? And it was 4 a.m.
It was about the COVID mandates too,
right?
Yeah.
This
decision.
Yeah.
So that's a statement, right?
I guess so. Hey, fuck you! I don't think COVID really exists.
I don't need to wear a mask. I choose not to wear a mask.
I choose not to wear a
So
mask in a room full of 90-year-old people.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd think.
And I think they asked.
I guess it doesn't matter.
They
like
asked somebody for a comment, and
comment.
she just said no. I can't remember which.
If the other three, if these older justices pass away, it doesn't matter. They've already got 6, right?
Yeah.
Or I guess they could.
Well, you can always stack it all for when Trump becomes president again next year, and I mean next year.
Oh man.
It's all going to hell. In a handbasket.
So I had my
just
first.
Lost a viewer right then. Sorry.
I had my first COVID test. I haven't had. Or no,
yeah.
Did I have one? No, I've never had one. In all this time, I've been vaccinated, but I don't think I've ever. Did I?
That's reminding me now to. No, you probably haven't. Had
I never
test.
got a test. Never got a nose test, and so I had to go.
Oh,
and
I have. I've
yes,
had.
I know you have.
From the breast stuff. Okay.
And then I did a spit test the other day. So I had to stand in an abandoned fire station in a row
on
of
an
people.
X.
On a red X.
Yeah.
Socially distanced from the 2 other people trying to extract 2 milliliters of saliva out of their bodies. It took me a good 10 minutes, I think. And then I realized, so what happened too, the worst part is that I couldn't bring my water bottle. My water bottle is right here. I constantly have my water bottle, and you can't drink anything, put anything in your mouth for an hour before you do the spit test. And so I had to hide my water bottle because I just instinctively, when I see it, I just go for it.
Go and drink
it's
it,
just, it's part of my life and has been for years. And so I had to hide it from myself, and then I didn't bring it in the car. And then when I got done with the test, I was really thirsty. It was like I had extracted all the moisture from my body, and then I really needed the water, and I was just sitting there in the car going, oh my God, I'm so thirsty. It's been a long time since I've been this thirsty. Because I have a water bottle at all times.
Well, okay, so today I was sitting like and working, and I realized my throat is killing me.
Yeah, so that's the thing is we've both been tested recently, right?
Yeah.
And both got negatives. We have to be tested. We're teaching online for 2 weeks, and then we go back in person, and everyone's got to be tested before we go back to in-person classes a week and 10 days from now. But yeah, today I have. And I've had this before, but I have like a permanent headache. Like if I took 2 Advil earlier today and the headache didn't go away, and I took 2 Advil about an hour ago, 2 additional Advil, and the headache has not gone away, and that's always a bad sign. And I have a sore throat. So now I'm wondering, yeah. But I thought I had it earlier in the week, and I got my test, and I didn't have it.
So why are we sick? Like I wash my hands constantly. I wear a freaking mask, and I'm not going anywhere. We don't go anywhere. We don't except to school. Well, and then our kids are going.
You've been going into work, and then
yeah. But before
I'm the
I was
only
going,
one, and then one of our kids has been staying home for 2 days. But yeah, the other kids going to school. They've reduced. Our kids are still going to school, but they have reduced hours. They've eliminated lunch, and so they've just compressed the school day because the idea is apparently all the COVID cases that we get a notification about every day in the junior high and the high school are because of lunch.
Well,
which I don't think is true, but
it's probably more of a. That's when they take their
worst.
They're actually
because people are eating. That's true. That's true. You're right. Yeah. So they've reduced.
Hey, you want some of my hamburger? Okay. It's just a living
big hell. COVID burger.
Oh wait. Okay. All right, so we have comments here. Not even a home test. No, we don't have home tests. I'm not going to pay for that.
Kids we had
gob test.
Yeah, home test. Yeah, we did a home test on the kids. Yeah, I never got a test. I never felt
the kids?
sick, and I wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah, and we're self-righteous people. So
and I was wearing a mask and I was vaccinated.
Yeah. So the minute that one of us gets COVID, like it is totally going to be a stigma here. It's like who got it? Who brought it in?
As we've discussed before, I got COVID 2 years ago.
Yeah. Both of us were.
We need to go back and listen
sick.
to that episode and see. We need to do some more detective work and see how realistic the possibility is.
Yeah. Yeah.
We know the dates.
Yeah.
Now we got to go retroactively go back and look and see if it actually happened.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I was sick too when I was in New York. I was puking.
Yep.
Right. Okay. So enough of that. We were sick and blah, blah, blah. So all right. So anything else?
No, that's it.
You know what? I'm really enjoying Boba Fett, and I'll just tell you why. I watched the third one. So the first one, what happened? It was painful. Like he was tortured and stuff. It was just like, oh my God, this poor guy. Like it really set up like sort of a a small child dying. It's like it's like, oh my God, he's been through a lot of torture. And then the second one was Boba of Arabia. It was like Lawrence of Arabia, Boba Fett. And there's other stuff going on too, but like that, and then he had the walkabout thing where like it's spoiler alert. Yeah, thank you, Joshua Vaughn. Spoiler alert, he was in the desert. Okay, I won't say anything else.
I was partially conscious during all of these, and I have no idea. It doesn't seem like it's that spoilery.
But this, I'm just stop listening if you haven't watched it. It's not like and then it turns out that Boba is Luke's mom. The third one we watched, and I think I might have been half asleep during it too.
Yeah, there was some kind of Cobra Kai quadrophenia thing going on.
Oh
in
my
the
God.
Episode.
As of tomorrow, home tests will be free and covered by insurance. Yeah, and how are you going to get them? That's what I want to know, Dan.
And our school just announced that we're going to be getting
PCR masks.
KN95.
KN95, yes.
Yeah, and I ordered a box the other day.
I thought you ordered a box like 3 weeks ago.
No,
and then
it was like last weekend, and
how much
they're
were
showing
they
up tomorrow.
expensive? Oh, okay.
Not particularly, but I'm sure they're going to be more. It was like the earliest inkling. I ordered them early in the day where they started saying, yeah, these cloth masks that we've been telling you to wear are worthless. And you should have been wearing the masks that we told you not to wear 2 years ago.
Because there are more of them.
Because we didn't trust you. We didn't trust that you wouldn't
hoard them.
But
I was talking to my friends Santanu and Darren, because we did a podcast on the Cobra Kai season 4, and they were saying, so one of them lives in Seattle and the other one lives in Austin, and they said that it's hard to get stuff. The stores are the store shelves are empty again.
I went shopping today, and there's definitely some gaps.
Yeah.
I thought maybe it was just our store, but yeah, no, it seems like maybe. Yeah. But,
Could you get mocha?
Yeah, the mocha was there.
Okay,
mocha
good.
was there. There was something that was not there. Oh, yeah, like refried beans that weren't like vegetarian refried beans. So that's what it is all the vegans and vegetarians are hoarding, apparently, because it's everything I needed. They're like empty spots where it's like, wait a minute. It's like there's only 2 types of refried beans that don't have lard in them.
Oh.
Authentic flavor.
Yeah, and some
like
vegans are hoarding them.
Yeah.
Authentic means
lard, but then
yeah.
the other ones, and then I started looking around. It's like spicy chipotle and jalapeno, and those have lard in them too. It's like, Jesus.
Okay, so back to Boba Fett number 3, book 3 of Boba Fett. I was wondering, like in book 2, like in the second episode 2, yeah, the Rancor was gone. Like there was this bad guy, and they like knocked him into like the little Rancor's area.
I don't know
and,
what that means.
Big area, like they put. Well, anyway, is this big monster, right? Big scary monster, and the big scary monster wasn't there, and and I was like, oh, I wonder what happened to the big scary monster. And then episode 3 comes, and we find out what happened to the big scary, or there's another big scary monster's baby or something like that. But whereas, I used to hate the Rancor. Now they had like Boba Fett like bonding with its baby or something like that, and then there's like Jabba the Hutt twins. That like you can't hate him too much, and then there's like even Boba Fett, like Boba Fett was like evil when he was first introduced, and now he's like a sympathetic character, and like now I'm even looking at the guy, like when I was first looking at him, the actor, I was like, can I watch this guy for a long time? But I was watching him, and then now I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see what he'll do next. This is cool because he's not so contrasting that to Cobra Kai. One of the things I was talking about, like Santanu and Darren asked, like, well, what do you think about the kids? And I was like, well, I couldn't stop looking at them because they're like so beautiful. Like there's 2 characters in Cobra Kai that are so like hauntingly beautiful. It's just like, wow, how do they even look like that? How do they, like, is that CGI or what? So, I think that the actor that plays Boba Fett is not hauntingly beautiful. He's he's beautiful in another way.
Well, he's been around a while, so he's been through a lot.
Yeah,
no. I mean that's what I mean. Cobra Kai. That's why Cobra Kai is a soap opera, and so that's kind of like
it's a soap opera because the characters are beautiful, like the actors are beautiful.
So soap operas, if you watch, they always like hire attractive young people, and then there are a bunch of old people who've been on the show for 30 years that are just like haggard.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, why are there all these like
old
slouchy
people.
old people talking to these beautiful teenagers? And it's like, oh, they were beautiful teenagers in 1984 when they got hired on the show, and they've been on. Not that are there any soap operas left, but that was what I always remember is. But it's always, a lot of times the soap opera actors are all slightly off though too. They're not perfect either.
Yeah.
Like they'll have a third nostril. They'll have really great hair, but then there's like one minor flaw that makes them so they can't be superstars, right? So they're soap opera stars.
Well, and so like in watching the Cobra Kai, I was most worried that my friend who teaches kung fu was going to hate it. Like I was worried more that like somebody who would normally somebody who deserves to to have something bestowed upon them in pop culture that talks about something that they enjoy. They should it should be like a present, like, oh look, here's something for you, here's a soap opera that's about martial arts and you can like it, it's good. And I was so worried it was going to be like that person wasn't going to like it, but that person liked it, so that's good. Everybody seemed to like it. Everybody was happy, and they didn't like the second season. And then there was the talking about
that was the problem.
How terrible Karate Kid 3 is.
Yeah, and the ponytail guy from Karate Kid 3, and I got into a huge fight with our kid about. I'm like, that actor. Oh, I hate the old age makeup and everything like that. And it's like, it's not old age makeup. It's not old age makeup. And then I looked it up, and he's like, this actor is a year younger than Ralph Macchio, and he's supposed to be
older.
Like he's supposed to have been in Vietnam with John
Kreese.
Kreese.
Yeah.
Who, by the way, I just randomly watching an episode of Cagney and Lacey popped up.
Oh,
on,
really?
Like Pluto or something.
Was
like
he
we're
evil?
flipping through. No, but John Kreese is. I forgot. He's another guy in the police station. He's like the handsome young police officer or detective in the. I totally forgot that's where he was from. He's from Cagney and Lacey.
So
Crazy.
Larry's asking if we'd watch. And Danny Ingram says the Rancor was home birthing. See, that's funny. And Larry says, "Have you watched Servant on Apple TV Plus yet? It's pretty bizarre."
No, haven't watched that.
Does a small child die in it at the beginning, or does the mom dead or the dad dead? Because if it's not, then I'll consider watching it because I need my mind to stop thinking about all the meetings that we've had today.
I binge watched a show which I read a review of, which was scathing, and then
what was it?
And it was like 6 episodes. I don't think you'd like it.
Does
but
a small child die?
I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Okay, what was it?
It's called Wolf Like Me, but it's about these two people who meet each other, and then it's a guy, and he's got a daughter who's emotionally, I don't know. She's got emotional problems because the mother died. The mother's dead, right?
Okay.
But then he gets into a car accident, or they get into a car accident with this other woman whose husband has died, but then all these coincidences start happening, and then they try to start a relationship, or they kind of start a relationship, but they both have horrible secrets or damaged parts of their lives, but then it gets very silly in a weird way. But I can't tell you what it is because that's a spoiler.
Oh, okay.
If you don't know, but I don't know if you'd like it, but I actually enjoyed it. I thought, but I also was, as I was watching, it's like, I don't think other people would necessarily like this. This is going to be one of those shows where it's like, it's going to be like, oh no. But it was harmless. It was like 6 episodes. It was like,
how were they, half hours or hours?
20 minutes. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So it was basically a movie
fast.
stretched out into 6 episodes, and then they're going to make more probably if no one hates it. And it takes place in Australia, which is super weird. It's like, but yeah.
So John,
it has the voice of Olaf from the guy from. It's just an actor.
So Olaf from
what is it called? I don't know if I even saw the movie. I know Olaf because it's in the crossword puzzle all the time.
The princess.
Yeah, the
princess
Ice Princess movie. Yeah, Freeze.
Karate Kid 3 wasn't that bad. It was better than Karate Kid 2. No, you're wrong, Larry. Sorry. Frozen. Yes, Josh. Okay, so Karate Kid. So the funny thing is that even
you know what's not cool is what's cool is forgetting the name of Frozen. That to me is cool. Knowing it still, because it's so pervasive, I feel like I'm cool because I've completely forgotten the name of Frozen.
Some revisionist history right there.
No,
so,
you should be to get beyond this blanket
use
cultural,
yeah.
This hostage taking of our cultural awareness. It's like Frozen, like it's everywhere. And it's like I've freed myself from it. I've forgotten.
Go ahead with that. What is that called when you forget stuff? Alzheimer's.
It's perfect.
Let
I love
it.
Yeah, there you go.
So anyway, back to Karate Kid 3.
Why?
And Karate Kid 2. Karate Kid 2 was good. They had
the third one is so bad.
Is the third one
like where they like both pop out and then like go, like Kreese comes in, I just remember like that's the only thing I remember is them laughing maniacally at him.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
Ha
poor
ha 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 ha. Because
poor
we're gonna
Ralph is
well,
like, oh,
right. Ow, ow! I'm hurting myself. Yeah.
Poor
So that like
30-year-old Ralph
we're gonna
is
make
crying.
this kid. We're gonna make him punch wood so hard that he bleeds, and we're gonna destroy him. You know, and in all in the name of making him think that he's getting better, which I could talk about for a little while. But in kung fu class, though, you'd do that. You'd hit wood and stuff. But back to that. There's a callback to that, like where Terry Silver, like at the beginning, Terrence, at the beginning of the Karate Kid season 4, he goes, I'm not that person anymore. I was crazy back then. I was all coked up. I mean, I thought it made sense to maniacally punish a teenager. You know, what was I thinking? He said that. So there's like getting a little meta with the. With the story writing, I thought that was so great.
There's that scene where he talks about, Ralph Macchio talks about being like starting his or having the car dealership and not having not gone to college, and the what's his name, thinking he was a really successful guy and everything went perfectly for him. It's like, I didn't go to college. I blew all my money on my college money on a plane ticket, and then also on a
bonsai store,
and goes,
and don't ask about that. Like it's
all like I do like that retroactively, going back and because it is kind of the things where you go, who's bonsai store.
There's called, I was just watching the honest trailer for the new Matrix movie because Graham had it on. And they were critiquing the meta comments and that, because that movie is all like I fell asleep during most of it. we could be like reviewers who just fall asleep during
how many you give a movie
I know,
Z's,
we were doing that, how
right?
many Z's?
It's 4 Z's. I give Boba Fett 3 Z's.
I give it no Z's.
Because I do wake up like the second one, I completely have no memory of that second one. The third one, I think I just came in and I actually was asked. The other day the kid.
Jabba, what do you say?
The kid actually asked me to leave the TV room because I was snoring. I was interfering with the TV.
Ooh, he's turning into a teenager.
Yeah, it's like, sorry, Danny, you're just making a lot of noise. Can't watch my YouTuber blather for 2 hours.
It's like
you're
it's
snoring.
Midnight too. Like nobody tells this kid to go to bed. He's got school like at 7 a.m. the next morning, and he's like sitting there like with a like 3 phones and like a fucking Oculus on his head. Like he's like, I'm watching it.
I was like that. Yeah, I stopped going to sleep around that age.
Well, that's why you slept so much as a teenager.
I think it was the only, one of maybe 5 or 10, 13-year-olds watching Tom Snyder, before
Which
David Letterman
everything.
started,
All right, so Larry says that The Black Hole, 1979, on Disney Plus is such an underrated film. I would like to watch that again.
I watched it. I think that was the first film I watched on Disney Plus.
That's what Dannon says. It was the first few things he watched when he got Disney Plus.
And the thing is I can't believe I haven't watched Cat from Outer Space yet. My brother, on this other podcast, we were talking about it, and I wasn't watching it to save it, to watch it with my brother, and then he wound up watching Cat from Outer Space, and I got to watch Cat from Outer Space. But The Black Hole, so I saw the... This
somebody
is, this
die
is
in
brag.
that?
I saw the Black Hole in the theaters. Like, my family was very excited to go see the Black Hole, and I blocked it out of my mind, and I watched it again, and it's like, it's definitely half good, but it's not like, it's like upsetting. The parts that are bad are upsetting. I find it
like upsetting in what way? And Nathan Westerman says Frozen and COVID brain. From back when.
Yeah.
Hi, Nathan.
Well, I would just say that Roddy McDowell, the robot that Roddy McDowell voices, I think that just basically ruins the whole movie. And then, I love, what's his name? German guy? There are two. He said one boy, and there are two. Maximilian Schell.
Maximilian Schell.
I love Maximilian Schell, but yeah,
Dan saw Black Hole in the theater when too. And he was 9 years old.
Yeah,
And the Black Hole was the time. This is Larry is saying. I'm reading all this to you. Dan watched Cat from Outer Space 2 to 3 months ago. Larry says the Black Hole was the time when Disney tried to cash in on the Star Wars craze.
Yeah.
Ironic, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I finally figured it out.
Okay, so
First PG, right? It was the first. That was the big thing about the Black Hole, I believe, is they went PG. It was a big leap for them before they started Touchstone. What was their grown up? So yeah, definitely the Black Hole and Tron were their attempts at getting trying not to make movies that only appealed to 12-year-olds or 10-year-olds, 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds.
Yeah.
Wordle, and I can give you all a Wordle update. My crossword. I made it. I'm a year in. Over a year on my streak for the New York Times. I'm starting to hate myself more and more because I know when I miss a day or something goes wrong technically for that New York Times puzzle, I'm gonna jump off a roof. And it's terrible. It's like I almost let it happen last Saturday. I was like, okay, you got a year-long streak. Just start
again. Let it go.
Screw Saturday, man. It's a hard puzzle. Do you really need to do that? And then I pushed through. I even made it through with barely. I barely blinked an eye when the Monday puzzle, I think, had the
that's right.
The clean coal.
Yeah.
It had some kind of clue that was like a greener energy source or something, and it was clean coal, and I just breezed right by it. I was just like, I'm filling this out. It's Monday. I'm just going to crank through, get it done.
Did you think twice about it, though? You like, what the fuck is
paused,
this?
and I was like, why the hell's... But then I totally missed out in the crossword puzzle
repercussion. Like, where would one see that? So in the New York Times crossword puzzle, just explain it more in case my mom is listening this far in. Hi, Mom.
Well, there was
the New York Times,
the liberal New York Times had basically what seemed like a crossword puzzle clue and answer that seemed to endorse the idea that clean coal is a green energy source.
The clue was green energy source, and the answer was clean coal.
Greener, I think it was greener.
Greener energy.
And then the thing is the person who created the puzzle said, I don't know. Her original clue was problematic. It was longer. It was like problematic greener source, power source, energy source.
Yeah.
And so apparently Will Shortz, just said, no, we're going to cut it down to this. And then she was like, hey, I think a lot of people don't think it's a greener energy source. There's a lot of controversy about this. And he was like, no, we're just going to keep it. And then everybody had a shit fit. I don't think people realize that it's like what the crossword puzzle editor does is like you make the crossword puzzle, you write the clues also, but the editor goes in and just like changes all of the clues, tweaks them. So the person who writes the puzzle the power does not rest with them. So the power rests with Will Shortz. So
wow.
I don't know. Yeah, he definitely. And I'm super suspicious because like what's his name? The Weeknd, he just showed up in the puzzle and he has a new record out, and I need to get a concrete confirmation that they're selling space in the New York Times puzzle. Like,
because you always note it to me.
I'm like, come on,
Donald Trump is in the crossword puzzle.
It's like, how are they paying? Are they paying for like product placement in the crossword puzzle? I'm like, this is a little too coincidental.
Good question.
Not that the Weeknd. It's nice. It's nice that the Weeknd's in the puzzle. I like. There's certain people, and Yoko Ono shows up all the time, and it's obvious, right? Why? It's like if you want to be live forever, have a name like Yoko Ono or have a name like Brian Eno. It's like you're going to live in the crossword puzzles forever because Ono and Eno are always going to show up.
Is Idris Elba in there?
Idris Elba hasn't shown up as much as you would want. You would think. Elba would be useful, but I don't remember him showing up quite that often. But
Puzzle
yeah,
Master on NPR, Danny Ingram is asking.
yes. So he's the editor of the New York Times.
Do you ever do shorts as Puzzle Master on NPR?
Oh, do I?
Yeah. No, too lazy.
Well, we make fun of it. I listen to it. I sometimes play along, but then when it comes on, we always say things like, take an animal, take the third letter in the animal's name,
And cut it in half.
cut it in half,
The animal in half.
turn it into a vegetable that's often seen on a tennis court. It's like, I'm not going to spend the rest of the week trying to figure that out.
I don't ever make fun of it. I just listen to it.
That's right. That's right.
I don't make fun of it, but I make
take
fun of
the high
everything
road.
else. No,
So Wordle.
Yeah.
I finally got. I have not broken the. I thought the other day, I got my first guess. I'm trying to remember what my first word is always like something that's nasty is.
So what's the number? What's the 200 number? What does that mean? Is that the number of the Wordle that it is? Like it's
Yeah,
the
probably.
200th
Yeah.
Wordle, and then 3-5 means that it took you 3 out of 5 tries.
Right.
So if you so it's like 1 out of 5 means that you got it the first time.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
haven't broken. I've gotten down to 3. I got one. I think today I got it in 3. Yeah, today I got it in 3. But I haven't gotten down to 2.
I guess I should try.
But the
'cause
other
I like
day-
Mastermind
Other frickin' day, I got.
was the word Trump. What
It's
happened?
possible. It's always
It's
possible.
5.
I got some insane number of letters on the first one, and then it took me 5.
Oh, that's so irritating.
I'm so mad.
I had something to say now. I can't say it. I can't remember what it was. Damn it. What else happened? Now I lost it.
Yeah, more nerd stuff. We just go full on nerd today. I got a Rocket book. If you know what a Rocket book is,
this is
it's
good.
So I have a pretty good planning and organizational system, but I decided, you know what? I'm going to try to do a calendar thing again. You know, I'd given Rose
Now, when you say planning and organizational system, you mean like you use a certain apparatus online,
yeah,
right? You're like not a
Yeah.
paper one.
And
You're
so
back
I
to
gave you
online.
my paper one that I experimented with like 4 or 5 years ago, the
Yeah, thank you.
Levenger disc notebook system that I had for a couple months and then gave up on. And then I was looking at it as when I gave it to you to try out, and then I was like, oh, maybe I should try this again. You know,
You can have
plan
it back.
things. Yeah, no, I know.
I used
know.
like 2 pages of it. Now I'm back to
yeah, that's fine.
to-do
And then
list.
but the Rocket book where you can write with these Pilot friction pens, which are erasable pens, but then on this special notebook paper that this company has, it's semi-permanent, but then when you're done with the pages, you can wipe them off, so you can just keep recycling this notebook.
I think that's so cool.
It is really cool, and so I got a planner. The
why
problem
is it
is the planner, you know, for me, I like my planners super specific, so I thought, but this is erasable and everything like that. And so I wanted to play around with it. It's great, but really all I have to do in the written thing is I just need to be able to write out every day of the week, and like I need to be able to write out like a month or 2 of dates and just fill them in for like a bigger picture thing, and then everything else I can take care of with my online calendar. And so I started doing that in the Rocket book, but then I have like 20 other pages with calendars, like weekly calendars, everything like that. But then I got this 4-color friction pen. I like Pilot pens, and I started using that, and it's erasable. So with the Rocket book, you have to wipe it with a wet cloth to get rid of it. But on regular paper, it actually erases and it works. It's not like those crappy erasable pens that came out in the 70s or 80s, right? That are just crap and tear apart the paper.
Yeah.
Right. This is some kind of weird pen ink, and then the eraser on the end is like a harder plastic nubbin. It doesn't wear down, and it works. And so now I'm using in my little. I'm like going crazy.
Now you're back on the in the what is that called?
I've got my I'm fully digital again. I gave the 18-year-old the Rocket book to play with, which he likes right now. But now I'm using the 4-color pen again. I was using a 4-color pen for a while with my little tiny notebook that I keep in my pocket. But I hated that I couldn't erase stuff.
But
and now I can erase stuff.
Yeah.
So now I can write things. I can fill in information in this little kind of quick monthly calendar like thing I have, and then I can erase stuff and I can color code things in it. I love it. The
all right.
friction pen. So the Rocketbook I didn't stick, but these pens I love. My pen.
And you're back using the what is that? What is that little notebook called? I can't remember.
Moleskine.
Yeah, the Moleskine.
Yeah, because so pen talk
with Rick. Oh, that's a new one. I thought you were going to do the other. I thought you were going to do. It should be the other one. Yeah, there you go. Pens.
No.
Okay.
I think it should be this actually.
No, because I can do a bread update.
Oh, it's two at once. Ooh, that was disturbing.
Ooh.
I did not like that. That upset me. The space sound and the
What's that other
bunnies
sound?
running in the meadow.
Oh, that
The
Moleskine.
Yeah. The little tiny pocket notebook. But and I can't remember. I think maybe in the past they didn't have a dotted one, and so then I was trying to find. I was using a dotted one. I don't like field notes because it has stuff written on the front, right? I don't like the names. I like the Moleskines are blank. But then the pencil, what's the Blackwing Pencil Company? So I bought some expensive Blackwing pencils a while ago. Well, it's been a long time. I still have like maybe 8 of them out of the 12 I bought for thousands of dollars. No, it's not. It's a ridiculous. It's a silly amount of money to spend on a pencil, but it's something like $2 or $3 per pencil. They're great pencils, but they started making nicer versions of like the Moleskine kind of notebook with the dots, and so I was using those. But then they discontinued them, so now I have to go back to my Moleskines.
Larry's saying that the old erasable pens were always smudgy, and that, remember the pens with the scented ink.
Oh, yeah.
And the markers I used to use markers with scented ink in my class.
Mr. Sketch.
Yeah, Mr. Sketch markers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well.
So yeah, I'm back to I'm back to the little Moleskine notebooks.
So, and I can give a rat update. That rat is still alive. And we're giving him like subcutaneous injections, 6 per day. And I've gotten over it now, but he like yelps sometimes when I give him the shot. We have to. Grandma's so good at like reminding me, well, this shot is keeping him alive, and that it is keeping him alive because he's not drinking water and stuff. But is this like he's still alive? He still eats. He looks kind of pathetic, but he eats and then he washes himself and then he wants to go running around. Not Graham, but the rat. Wants to go running around the floor and stuff and like hanging out and stuff. And I mean, I don't know what to do. I know that I can call the vet and tell, put him to sleep. And that's hundreds of dollars, by the way, too, whereas like I know like our neighbors are probably killing rats right now, like because they don't want them in their house. And yet here we have a rat that we're going to have to pay hundreds of dollars to put him to sleep.
I don't think we have a rat problem in this neighborhood.
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah,
we have a fox problem. We have foxes in this neighborhood. That's
okay.
Weird.
Oh, Josh, you know what? And so he says he has to do subcutaneous fluid injections with the cat, and it's a pain. Yeah. I like when he yelps, I just feel so bad for him. But I mean, I used to have to give myself like shots of insulin. People have to do that. It costs $700 to put one of their cats to sleep. Oh my God. Yeah. So I guess I shouldn't complain about but I don't. Now we're getting used to it, I guess. But there's been like some nights where I've been like, this can't go on. We need to bring him to the vet tomorrow. Like tomorrow's going to be the day. And if I say that, I'm telling you on Radio Zero, I think maybe we would want the whole family to come with if that's okay, because I'll be like beside myself. Because this is why I didn't want an animal in the house, because I was fucking I was a wreck. When I nearly killed one of my plants, right?
Can't we just let the rat pass away peacefully?
Yeah, we can try to do that. Yeah, it seems like he might do that. I guess. I don't know, but if he starts squealing or something, I don't know. You know.
We'll play it by ear.
Yeah, but right, I wish he would just go in his sleep peacefully, but he's not. He's such a loving little animal. you know, and you know they're so smart too, and the other ones know what's going on. And I belong, you know, you can see on the rat Reddit now people talking about different things. They're just such great animals, and I don't know, I could never get a cat. I just couldn't handle it. And you know, I'm not happy with myself about any of this. I should just be like, oh, let's just get another rat. They're like $2 or free. These rats were free.
Free rats.
Oh. All right. Well, you're bored. All right.
Did
so
I
I'm
ever
done.
tell you the story about when I was a kid and riding my bike around, and this guy I was in school with, I think it was over the summer. It was like a summer thing, and I'm riding around, and he's standing outside his house, and he's got a giant fish tank, and it's just full of mice. They're just like
Ugh.
squirming everywhere, teeming with mice. And
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, I had some mice, and they had babies, and it was the most disturbing thing I'd ever seen in my life. It was just like 20 or 30 mice in a fish tank. Oh, horrifying.
So I have to keep just reminding myself that we've kept this rat alive for a month now and given it lots of love and stuff like that. And, you know, he makes the soft noise that they make when they're happy when I'm holding him. And like yesterday, or was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday he was like running around the TV room, and he like found a piece of foam, and he was like beside himself. He was like chewing on the piece of foam. He was so excited
Is
about
that bad for him?
Well, Dow was like, let's get that away from him. And he was just, you could tell he was just so happy about it, you know. Okay, let's move on.
Peter Bogdanovich died?
Didn't we talk about that?
I don't think so.
Oh, no, I think we talked. No, maybe. Well, anyway. And so then we watched What's Up, Doc? You wanna talk
Yeah,
about
and I've
anything?
watched it too much. I really love that movie, and I've been
This was
very,
the-
very supportive of that film. It's been with me my whole life,
Oh, no.
but I think I overwatched it in the past couple of years, and I was just like, ugh.
I fell asleep during it this
Yeah.
time, too.
But I watched Paper Moon again.
Oh, yeah, and the kids watched it with you, too.
Paper Moon I haven't watched as much, although I did watch it a couple years ago. But it definitely held up. Paper Moon's, in fact, I enjoyed it even more. I think I've been enjoying it more every time I watch it. So the cinematography, especially. Laszlo Kovacs.
Are you watching any TV? Any new TV shows? I guess we already did talk about TV.
The 12-year-old and I finished off Seinfeld. I think
I
we
know.
talked about
Yeah,
that, so
that's
we're
really
kind of at a loss now.
Well, then
where
we
to
watched
go from there.
We watched the Michael Richards.
I don't
sweary
understand
rant.
why we watched that.
Well, you know, I'd never really paid that close attention to
Mm-hmm.
it. I mean, why would you not watch that?
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess watching someone destroy their career and be hateful, it's not
yeah.
not something I need to watch more than once.
Yeah.
I don't know if I watched it the first time.
Yeah, that's the thing is I didn't watch it the first time.
What else?
How are your classes going? We started.
Oh, fine. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I had them online. Everybody's working away.
I had
Got videos.
Yeah, I was all like, oh, I gotta have them turn their cameras on. I've got to see them, and then like I had them all on their cameras and stuff, and then I was gonna start lecturing, and I was like, hey, you know what? You can turn your cameras off now. And I mean, we know what happens when the cameras are off. Like, you know, you can lay in bed, you don't have to pay attention. I mean, and that's what I do. You can knit, you know.
Well, I was on a couple Zoom calls today, and no one else had their cameras on. I started feeling like I should put my camera on, but I'm like looking at myself. I kind of look like what I look like now if you're on the live stream, but I was also like maniacally chewing gum. And I just remember like the couple of Zoom things. In fact, it was one of those movie things that was like talking about Blues Brothers or something. There was just a woman like sitting there like shoveling food in her face, and it was like the most upsetting,
On
distracting
Zoom. Yeah.
thing. And
Yeah,
I
you
just was
can't
like,
eat
you
on
know what?
Zoom.
I'm a fidgety gum chewing maniac. I don't think my presence. I think my presence is not going to uplift as much as my visage and just the way I comport myself after a while. I think it would become distracting.
And then you don't know what people are looking at anyway. Do they just have themselves, like their picture pinned?
Yeah.
Or like, are they like, do they have like the speaker thing going so that they can't see everybody else anyway? Like it's yeah. I feel like we've gone back face to face for a while, and now we're back on Zoom again, and this is the post Zoom thing where you're like over it and you're like, yeah, you don't have to turn on your camera. Like that's I kind of said that, like so I have a 9 a.m. class and then a 10:30 a.m. class. And like the first class, I was like, on the second day of the class, I was like, you guys don't have to turn on your cameras if you don't want. It's fine. I don't care. But then the 10:30 class, they all had their cameras on anyway, and I was like, hi guys, guess I'll leave mine on too. I don't know. Good students this semester. I've got some really good students.
Great students.
Yeah. Okay. What were you gonna say?
I can't remember. I don't remember. It must not have been important.
What are we gonna eat for dinner tonight?
I don't know. We had the vegan, vegetarian, whatever it was, the chorizo from Chipotle, not a sponsor.
Did you like it?
It was fine, but I realized why don't eat, like they have the sofritas too, right? They have this vegetarian option, but it's like if I don't just get a plain veggie burrito, so a veggie burrito at Chipotle, not a sponsor, you get guacamole is added into the price, right? And I think it's cheaper. But then if you get these cockamamie veggie proteins like sofritas or the veggie chorizo, then what you wind up having to pay $2.50 for guacamole. Guacamole's not included. So then it was like an $11 burrito. And I don't, eating fake chorizo.
You're getting.
I like the chorizo though.
Yeah,
I like chorizo. I do miss chorizo.
Yeah.
And vegan chorizos. That's the thing is like sausages, are pretty easy to fake in the vegan realm because it's really just the spices and texture.
Sure.
Like it could be,
plastic globules.
You can make a sausage from human flesh, or you can make it from pea protein, and it's still going to taste the same, right? It's really just it's just the spices. It doesn't matter what the protein is, and so I do like a good chorizo, even if it's fake chorizo, and I do miss that. No one's made a good vegan prime rib
Vinmar
though yet.
Says New Orleans is on the third face mandate as Omicron is fading. A little too late. Both sister's brother and mother currently have COVID, but all mild symptoms. And then also recommends Blaze Pizza's vegan chorizo.
Oh, wow.
We've never
been to Blaze. Yeah, because it's attached to a Chipotle here, but it's the other Chipotle.
Yeah, we've never been to Blaze. I didn't know they had vegan options. That's cool. We'll have to try that.
Yeah.
That Blaze Pizza, that's one of those like 4-minute pizza places, right?
Is it?
Just go and you get the pizza really fast, I think. Yeah. Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor. So I guess, it's plausible deniability with the New York Times crossword puzzle too. They may just be mentioning products just because they've got their pulse on the culture like we do.
Because we're just talking
their
all
fingers on the pulse of the culture, just like.
But
a
you know what? They're the New York
Times,
and So how would you find out? Just tweet to them. Hey, New York Times crossword puzzle. Is that product placement or what?
There's got to be a thread. I've just been too lazy to do a deep dive. I'm sure somebody's. I'm not the only person who's suspicious.
Oh, Vinmar says it's from California. Their crust is also gluten-free by default. I went to Aldi the other day, which was not a sponsor. Yeah, and they have a bunch of weird stuff in there. Okay, well we've degraded to talking about food. Thanks for coming and listening to us. Even that we didn't even go on at 3. We had to go on at 5 because I had this judging Rick meeting where I couldn't even help judge him. Now I'm going to have to go back to the thing is no matter what happens, it's still going to be okay. Right?
Oh, you mean like in terms of you're talking about just like work stuff?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
the world things are much more complicated than
Than
yeah.
than
No,
whether or not something happens.
I'm trying
Yeah.
to trying not to worry
Good.
about anything anymore. I'm
Good.
just gonna let the blanket of death fall on me, wrap me in its warm arms. I think about I need to watch The Gray again. So there's just the beautiful moment where Liam Neeson guides someone across the threshold, guides them through the dying process. That is just amazing. And that's kind of like I just need. I think we've talked about this before, right? Or maybe it was on the other podcast. It's just having like Liam Neeson reciting that monologue from the Gray, available to you in the hospital or just, when you're passing away. Just so it's kind of like in, Soylent Green, where Edward G. Robinson goes to the death arena. What is it called? Like the where you can.
Do you get to like watch like your favorite movie or something? Is that and there's
Yeah,
there's,
well,
like you
it's-
get your
he gets-
favorite classical music playing or something
Well,
like
no,
that?
he you get to see what the world looked like. Edward G. Robinson's sitting there, and it's like in this surround or like cinerama experience showing trees and plants and
Yeah.
bees and
Oh, yeah.
animals running around,
Yeah.
everything that's gone, and classical music, and then he slips away. Yeah. So that's kind of, I think, yeah, just watch a little Netflix until
People are
the world burns.
People that are stuck on the chorizo and the Aldi here. So like, Tina, yeah, I got some dark chocolate. Here's my recipe of the day. Go ahead, do the recipe thing.
Ladies, get
So
your
get a bunch of
pen and pencil
get
out.
some chocolate.
Get
dark
your
chocolate.
pencils and paper out. We're going to have a recipe.
Yeah.
Let's just wait a minute, Rose. Let the ladies get their recipe.
They can pause it.
Their recipe cards
Just
out.
pause it.
Their
Okay.
pencil.
Okay.
Okay. Here we go.
All right. So, well, no, I can't talk about that. So you get a bunch of dark chocolate, and then you melt it, and then you get the same amount of avocado, and you smush it, and you put some vanilla in there and some salt, and you mix it up. Don't make a face because you've eaten most of it.
Oh, yeah,
You've eaten
no, I
more
love
of it
this.
than I have. And then you like. So now I've just taken spoonfuls of it and stuck it like on something that's non-stick and stick it in the refrigerator for a while so it hardens up.
That's funny. I've just taken spoonfuls and stuffed them into my face.
I know that. It's good and it's really healthy too because it's dark chocolate and avocado.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can eat a lot of it. You're
I
like
can.
at the beginning. At the beginning, I was rolling it around in dark chocolate like cocoa, which made it taste not good. It didn't taste good.
I didn't mind that.
Yeah,
But yeah.
I minded it. I didn't like it so much. So all right, so that's that. And then I've been doing I think it's the New York Times sourdough again, which is 3.5 cups of flour, 3/4 of a cup of fed sourdough starter, a teaspoon of salt, and 1.4 cups of warm water. You mix it together, and then you let it sit overnight. And then you take it. So I think it's because we have a Banneton that this is working for me. So that you let it sit overnight. Then you just take it and you just mold it into a ball. There's no need sourdough bread. You just mold it into a ball in the Banneton, and then and I hope that's how you pronounce it. And then you just let it sit there for like another couple of hours, and then you just throw it in the oven. And you have to preheat the oven for 2 hours. And that to 450, and then we have a what is that called? The big iron crock pot thing.
Dutch oven.
Dutch oven. We have a Dutch oven, so that's got to go in there while you're preheating it. It's got to sit for 2 hours, and then you take it out, and then you stick the bread in there, and then I've got like that thing that cuts the crevices into it too. Now I've got like all the tools that you need in order to make a good bread, and all the breads are coming out great. Right?
And then
It's the New York Times sourdough.
last step, Rick eats it all.
You didn't. Well, you've been eating some of it, right? I've been eating some
Yeah,
of it
it's
too.
actually that last big loaf lasted a long time, and I keep it's been really good, and it's been staying fresh for a lot longer. I don't know if it's because why is that?
I made it like yesterday and it's gone today. So, but it
Was it
did-
yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
think so.
Then it hasn't been lasting
Might have
that
been
long.
It might have been 2 days on that
But
one. I don't know.
it's staying pretty fresh
Yeah.
compared to. But I guess it's because it's winter and then it's in a bag, so it kind of
Yeah.
it gets it stays moist but doesn't get moldy.
Yeah, they're still on the Soylent Green too. Like,
Well, there's a delay. I think
and
we're talking,
Rollerball, the music in Rollerball.
Oh yeah,
Soylent Green, not a sponsor. Chorizo.
Soylent. I read a whole thing about Soylent, the original book, which doesn't have people as the Soylent Green. It's just about the seas dying. But it's soy and lentil. I never realized that.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah.
And you said it, and now I forgot about it. And now I remembered it again. Yeah,
We had Soylent Green on our
rider
for a while.
because
So
we're geeks.
yeah, and
Yeah.
so a rider. So just in the same way, no green M&Ms or whatever. But ours said, it had our 4 meals and everything like that, and 1 serving is Soylent Green, and so some people would cross it out and write Soylent Green is people.
Yeah, other
One
people.
time-
Yeah,
Yeah, somebody gave us a bunch of crackers, saltines with was it like oregano on top of it? It was something green. Yeah.
green cream cheese,
Parsley.
parsley or something. Yeah. Somebody
really
actually
funny.
made it. Yeah, that was really neat.
Yeah.
I miss those days of touring, Rick.
Yeah.
So here's another thing too. Oh, I turned in my book, and it's going to go into Soylent Green as chorizo. There you go, Larry. I turned in my book. I turned in all the permissions for like the pictures. I've got like a picture of Heidi in there so far. I got it from Mercy Rule. I got a picture of Barb from House Large Sizes, and I've got a
What's
picture of
weird
Candace,
is-
my
yeah,
bass sisters.
No pictures of us or yourself though, so that everyone's
There's a
going to be in
picture
for
of
a big
me. There's a
surprise.
picture of you. There's pictures of the 4 recent members of the band. I think, so far, and I got permission for all of them, and then they okayed them all, and then she like I'd been going through all these hoops for like years, and now all of a sudden I got an email like yesterday saying, "Great job, we're done. It was nice to be working with you," and I was like, "What?
Wait, what? Huh?
What?" And I had to upload it. I upload it to like a box folder for University of Illinois Press, and that's it. And then and so that woman's not going to be working with me anymore. Somebody else will be working with me, like the production team. It's going into production Tuesday the 25th, maybe.
Wow.
I'm saying maybe, but they're saying that's when it's going into production. And then Michael, our friend who works in the marketing department of it, says I need to change the name. So I need to think of a different name. It's Play Like a Man, but it's got to be like My Life in the Poster Children Band.
Oh,
or
you need
something.
like a
I need a
subtitle.
subtitle
Yeah.
that makes people understand that it's a memoir
Yeah.
and not a academic book.
Right.
So, I was thinking My Life in the Bush of Ghosts. No, I can't think of a name for it. Well, it was like My Life Online and on the road on the road and online with poster children. And then he was like, but this is missing the indie rock thing.
Mhm.
And then I was like, oh, who cares? I don't care about this at all, actually. But and he's like, would you be okay changing the title? And I'm like, yeah, sure, I don't care. But I can't think of a better title, and I'm usually good at that. Tales from the Van. So I put it to you guys. I haven't done it yet, but I might. It seems like such a stupid like post on Facebook. Like, what should my book be called? But yeah, if you have any ideas, Tales from the Van. This is pretty good. But it's got to be like My Life. Yeah, 0 star. That's good too. But it's going to be called Play Like a Man, I think, because my
colon. Blah blah blah.
colon Play Like a Man : 0 star. No, it's got to be
yeah.
My Life.
Yeah.
With the poster children, maybe because are you with the band? They'd always ask me, are you with the band?
That's another good title.
Yeah, My Life. My Life as a poster child for women in indie rock. Yeah, see, you got to keep working on it, Dannon. Those are all good.
All right.
But they're not perfect. Okay.
It's dinner time. We're going to miss the early bird special.
We've already missed it, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for listening.